Hi again guys, and thank you for joining me for another video. Now I got some requests from people asking about the Siouxsie drum kit, you know, the sizes and the make of the drums and all those kind of things. So I thought I'd just do a little video and talk about that, because I didn't get a chance to do it on the stage. A friend of mine, Peter, said, could you go on the stage with the camera, maybe Wee Davis, your drum tech, could hold it and you could walk around the kit and talk about what you're using. But you know, it's really difficult to do that sometimes. It's a bit like when I've said that sometimes people say, can you do a few more clips when you're in the studio and stuff like that, you know, with the mics on, and maybe sort of do a kind of thing where you edit the sound and the vision together. So it's like we get the sound through the microphones in the studio and all that. And it would be great. And I will be doing some of that. I've got a bit more time now because the tour is finished. But I never seem to get a chance. There's always somebody on the stage, you know, sorting something out, you know, the cables or the levels of something, or it was just a quiet stage, you know, and that happens. Just because you're one of the band members doesn't mean you can go on the stage anytime and do what you like. It doesn't work that way, as I found out many years ago. So I thought I'd talk you through it anyway, and I can use some pictures and things to help out. So basically, I'm a DW endorser. I've been a drum workshop endorser for about 10 years now, I guess. And the first time I played DW was on stage with Siouxsie at not the Albert Hall, at the Festival Hall for the Meltdown Festival, Yoko Ono's Meltdown Festival, where we did Kaleidoscope, and then we came back on and did a few more of the hits and stuff. And I've been with them ever since then, so that was like 2013. So yeah, 10 years, wow, even I can work that out with my basic maths. And the kit I've got is a DW Collectors. It's in broken glass sparkle. Now, some people think it's silver sparkle, but it's not. It's actually broken glass. So there's various colours in there, not just silver. So in those speckles, there's all kind of a few different things going on. And of course, when Paula put the lights on it at the gigs, at the Siouxsie shows, it becomes different colours anyway. So it looks like it could be red and red sparkle or blue sparkle. It's just, sparkles are a great finish. And years of having wood stains, because I kind of like wood stains too, I just thought when I went with DW, it was time for a change. So it's broken glass sparkle, a DW Collector's kit, and the sizes is 22-inch bass drum, 2 rack toms with 12 and 13 on the bass drum, and then 16 18-inch floor toms. Now, the first time I went out with Sue, I was using 10, 12, 14, 16, but I thought the sound from the Manta Ray Tour to this one, it just needed to be kind of, I thought, tougher, really. It needs to be bigger and bolder. So of course, using the bigger sizes, 12, 13, 16, 18 was the right thing to do, I think. And I'm a Remo endorser, so all the heads are Remo Emperor clears. I sometimes use Emperor coated as well, but I went for the clears. And they were great, but they just tended to pit a bit quickly somehow. But anyway, that's another thing. I've talked about that on another video. So, and then my sticks, I was using kind of Vic Firth 5As and also ProMark 5As. I've got a deal with Vic Firth and I just fancied a change, so I just went for some ProMarks because they were in the local shop run by Henry Ray in Chippenham and El Toro Music, and went to him and said, I'm playing at Tynemouth Festival, I need some new sticks, what have you got? I want to try something different. And he told me about the ProMarks and I thought, yeah, let's do that. So he was brilliant, and he shipped a boatload of them up to my hotel in Newcastle, ready for the Tynemouth Festival. And I've rocked the ProMarks ever since, and they're great. And as far as the hardware goes, because that's DW as well, I use the 5000 bass drum pedal, which I know there's the 9000, which is the top of the range, and probably the best made pedal ever, probably, you know, technology-wise and engineering-wise and mechanical genius. But I just find there's a few too many things to mess with. And I just wanted a basic good workhorse pedal that I didn't have to keep fiddling with, oh, I could change this, I could change that. The fact it's there is great, but I just wanted a pedal that I could, once I've set the chain, that's it pretty much. So the 5000, 7000 range hi-hat stand, and all the other range I think are 7000s. Single brace, not double brace. I don't like the double brace, it's too much to carry around. And when you're on a tour like Siouxsie, you don't need to be, or I don't need it to be the big bulky 9000s. Though again, the 9000s will hold up a house. They're amazing, but they're just really heavy to carry around. And when I'm gigging locally, back on the scene, you know, which I am now, I don't want to be carrying big flight cases full of heavy hardware. And I've also got some of the 6000, I think it is, which is the flush-based like the old jazz ones, and I used some of those. And on my right-hand side, between the two floor toms, when I played the hi-hats for face-to-face, when I played it open-handed, because Budgie's part, when I heard it, it needed to be open-handed rather than sort of playing cross-handed. It felt a bit clumsy back in the day when we first did it, which was at Royal Festival Hall. And I took it on again the same this time. So those hats only got used once, but because of the flush base stand, I could pull it in between the floor toms, and Davis, between us, we could sort out where it would sit. We marked it up on the carpet, and it just really worked from rehearsals onwards. As far as the cymbals go, I've been a Vulcan endorser for about 6 years, possibly, and they're superb cymbals, designed in Italy and made in Turkey. And Max, the boss, is a good friend of mine, and he supplied me with some lovely cymbals. He's just been amazing, and if I need something, he gets it to me mega quick. It's just great. And I was using 2 sets of hats. So this side a pair of 14s, and over here I had a pair of 14s as well. But what I do is I swap over the bases or the tops. So basically this side, I've got the Vulcan 14-inch Legend hi-hats, but with a 14-inch Dark Master underneath. And on my right-hand side for face-to-face, I've got the Dark Master top on the top and the Legend series on the bottom. Now, I like the fact individually, you know, the qualities of the cymbals. I'll say the Dark Masters are quite chocolatey, quite warm sounding. They're not too, you know, they're just warmer. Whereas the Legends are more, they got that attack, that bite, which I need. So for my main top of my main hats that I use with Sue, I needed that attack of the Legend, but I wanted the warmth when they're rocking together, sort of Ringo style, doing that shh, that kind of thing. When I had the Dark Master on the bottom, it just gave it a different kind of vibe. Whereas on the right, for face-to-face, I wanted a more sensitive sort of and warmer hi-hat sound, so I put the Dark Master on the top, but it has a bit of a cut with the Legend underneath. Now I know some people think that's weird, but I've always liked mixing and matching my hi-hats anyway. It's a thing I've always done. Now with the crashes, I had 3 crashes. On my left hand side above my hi-hat, there's a very special 18-inch crash that was specially made. I can't talk too much about that, but it's a special cymbal. And then next to that was an 18-inch antique, and that just cuts the two together, which is beautiful. Really like them. On my right hand side above the 13-inch tom, my ride cymbal is a 22-inch Etna range Vulcan cymbal, and another Etna crash on this side. That was an 18-inch Etna. And then another cymbal, well, the last one by my 18-inch was an effect cymbal, which is like an ozone with all the holes in it. Again, made by Vulcan. It got to me super fast in time for Pasadena, because we were going to do that big sort of 25,000 crowd gig in Pasadena where we were headlining, which was awesome, and it was a very dramatic thing. I think I've spoken about that before. It was ace. I got that, so it was an effect cymbal that was slightly thicker because I was laying into it, and I didn't want a china, but I wanted something in between. So as we know, us drummers out there, we know that those ozones, you know, kind of do the business. So I can't think what it's called. It's just an effect. So it's got a name. It's not White Master or Dark Master. I can't remember off the top of my head. So that's my setup. If you have any other questions, just let me know. It's a shame I couldn't go around, as I say, with the camera and film it, but you know, you can't always get the time to do that. But that's basically my heads, my drums, my sticks, my cymbals, my hardware. If I've missed anything out, just give me a shout. But thanks for watching. Oh, I know what I didn't do. Didn't mention the snare drum. Well, the snare drum is I've called it the hit maker, very pretentiously. But it's a 14, it's a DW Collector's, it's 14 by 7. And some people have said, no, it's by 8. And I'm not sure which, and it's not here at the moment, so I can't measure it. But it's a lovely drum, and it's so important to the Siouxsie sound that even Doug, the manager, said, look, you've got to travel. When we go to other territories, when DW are supplying me kits, and obviously snares as well, you've got to take this actual snare with you. And if the manager's saying that, you know it's a thing. And I've mentioned it before, technicians and engineers at Real World Studios, Peter Gabriel's place, which is about a quarter of an hour from here. Also NARM Studios, Crescent Studios in Swindon, and Earthworm in Swindon. They all say, please bring that snare drum, because it's just great. Bring your other options, your Ludwigs and your retro vintage ones, but bring that, as it's going to sound really good. And it is killer, and it sounded great on Sue's show. And I can't think where we didn't use it, but there was one gig and it was like, definitely we need to bring it next time. So it had its own place on the plane with us, sat next to us. with a belt round it. Beautiful thing. So I said thank you for you all for coming, and I'll say it again. Thank you all you Siouxsie fans. You've been great this year. If you've got any more questions about the drums or the drum patterns or any of that business, just give me a shout. You can email me here, or you can leave a message below and I'll get back to you. But as ever, Rob says, thanks for tuning in. Please like, please subscribe, please share. Enjoy this video. Have a great day, and I'll speak to you soon. Cheers.